Hello ladies and gentlemen, Panzer here, and welcome back to Crossout. And today's build is based off something I actually found on the exhibition. So I found a build that I can't remember the creator of before. It was called the LAV tank, if I remember correctly, but I've made some extensive modifications to it. So really most of it has actually changed from the original. Now, a few things to take note about this build. It features a medium machine gun and 2 Wasp launchers mounted very high up on the chassis. And those are the main source of its firepower. The machine gun, on the other hand, is a supplementary firepower that really is meant to just harass the enemy or try to hit some critical spots. Really just shots of opportunity, really. And the spare tires on the front there are there to sort of hide the profile of the vehicle from the sides. Actually, no, they don't really do anything. I just thought they looked interesting at the front. But it's fairly well armored, actually. In fact, let's just take this out for now. You can see that it has 1,422 structure points. So it is actually a fairly tough vehicle. And these twin wheels give it fantastic levels of grip. It is a little bit on the slow side, but for this sort of slow, ponderous vehicle, it really is better suited to attacking things from afar using these Wasp launchers as a sort of artillery piece. Hence why I've got those on the primary, or the left mouse button, and the machine gun is actually mounted on the right mouse button there. It also has a bit of difficulty depressing. You can see there it's actually firing upwards, and the main reason for that is if we're caught on level ground with somebody, we can still do some damage to them by firing off in that direction. It also allows us to fire off axis at things as well, which the Wasp launchers can't hit. And Wasp launchers, of course, do a lot of damage, and they've also been improved since the last patch by the addition of a proximity sensor. So instead of having to hit the target directly, we now just have to hit near enough to do damage. And you can see just how quickly it shreds something like this. So this is very, very good at taking out those very tanky sort of builds. And hopefully that works out in our favor. Now, I have tested this against the bots in here so far. I haven't taken it out into a PvP match before, so this is going to be interesting to kind of see how well it actually does. It seems to be more suited to killing those slower and heavier armored type of enemies, but not so good against the small and fast ones if we can't get around to point the Wasp launchers at them. So we'll see how we perform. Alrighty, here we go. And before we begin, over there, yes, look at this guy, Warlord over here. That is a 7,000 power score vehicle, and looking at the spread of power scores, it seems to indicate that maybe not many people are playing at the 3,000 to 4,000 power score tier. So, this is definitely one of those times where Matchmaker is really struggling to put matches together. So, we have a 7,000 power score vehicle on our team who's armed with, from what I can see anyway, a Hurricane launcher, amongst other things. So, let's just try to get in position here. No, and didn't manage to get a shot off at that guy over there. There is one straight over there on the other side of that ship, but I don't see anyone that we can take some good shots at. There's a volley of guided missiles over there going towards Dark Reaper. Alright, let's try to get some shots off. There's the guided missiles coming for us! Oh, that's a nasty hit. We have lost... Yeah, we definitely lost a Wasp launcher there, so our firepower now is cut in half. Gonna try and cross over to this side. Get some shots over there. And there's all our weapons gone. That was definitely a mistake. Absolutely a mistake, no question about it. Blocked off by that bot there. Just spectating him now. Yes, that is definitely a Hurricane launcher mounted on the rear. He also has a detector radar from the looks of it. So it's a very large high-level radar with a lot of detection capability. And yeah, there's 2 hurricane launchers on this build. So you can see exactly why he's doing so much damage. Yeah. Right, second match, and it seems like Matchmaker has managed to balance it out a little bit more for this match. So we still have somebody with 5,000 power score on our team. But it is a little bit closer in terms of power score versus 7,000. So I'm going to take up a slightly higher position here. This does make us very vulnerable to missiles. But it does allow us to take a couple of shots at the guys down below. I'm going to try and pop around this corner and see if we can get somebody. There is somebody coming up this way. Unless, no, yep, that's definitely them. And completely missed there. Don't mean to block our teammate there, but just having a little bit of difficulty with the controls. That is a Reaper autocannon as well. So that is a fairly serious bit of kit there on that one. So we've lost our medium machine gun and most of the front of the vehicle, which is very dangerous because there is a hazardous generator there at the front. And of course the frontage of the vehicle does help to provide a lot of the weight balancing on the vehicle. So we may be bouncing around a little bit more on the front than initially would have. So let's try to get around to this side and protect the base. We only have our rocket launchers left. Alright, so landing a couple of hits over there on Radrigo. I think really more like splash damage from the looks of it. And we do have a lot of ammo available. Stetster trying to get away. And not so lucky. Alright, there is still one enemy just around here taking on Spilly there. So, gonna let them... Might have just stolen that kill, actually. I really don't mean to do that, but it's just sort of, in my mind anyway, I'd rather, you know, allow us to survive a little bit longer. There we go, there's the shot I was looking for earlier. Right, so, this is bad. Because he's got a couple of Hammerfall shotguns, and he absolutely rips the Wasp launchers to pieces. So as you can see from the ending of that last match, just how important aiming for critical spots is. Because he got around to our sides, he was able to pick off those Wasp launchers just very, very easily. Shotguns, of course, doing very, very high alpha damage with a very low rate of fire, can really do a lot of damage to something like Wasp launchers, since they are just very, very low on structure points. Go and try to get some high angle shots. Oh, I meant high angle than that. And there's a bot coming across there. Got a nice hit on this cabin, but he has hit us with a cannon from the looks of it. We've lost a lot of the armor off the front there, so we're going to have to be very, very careful with our front now. Alright, there's one trying to cross the bridge again. You can see a lot of guided missiles going off that way. Alright, we've got some splash damage on him, so we know roughly where he is. He might be coming... Yeah, he definitely is coming across. Oh, those are missiles coming at us. We've lost the machine gun. We've lost the generator. We've lost everything. Proving that despite the changes to guided missiles in the game, they are certainly still very, very dangerous. Alright, and last match of the day. And it seems so far, I mean, this build has been moderately successful, I would say. It's certainly more survivable than it would initially appear, especially with the amount of structure points that it has, but it's just, it isn't fast enough to get away from those guided missiles when they come anywhere near you. And of course, cannon fire is also a very dangerous thing. I guess if I was to make any changes to this vehicle, it would definitely be to give it a little bit more frontal armor and a bit better protection. It could probably use that. There's a couple of brake lights on that on that guy up there, which is certainly one of the more interesting decor parts that have been added. Certainly, XLX just coming up right in front of me and just taking out my Wasp launcher. Certainly quite rude there. So just filling him up with machine gun fire as he goes right into the line of fire of the rest of the team. That's very dangerous for us. We have lost our machine gun. But before we lost the Wasp launcher, certainly have done our fair share of damage. But with 43 structure points left, I don't think there's a lot we can do now, with no weapons especially. So this is... You can actually hear the different engine sound from this Wyvern cabin. We can still move. So one of the advantages of being a 6-wheeled vehicle. So we still have 4 wheels, we can still move. But of course, one of the big critical spots on this vehicle is that hazardous generator right at the front. So definitely better armoring at the front and maybe some repositioning would definitely go a long way. But I'm afraid, yes, that's all we have time for today, and this is sort of the LAV tank that I've put together, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I think the main issue for me personally with this build is just that hazardous generator there, which is helping to keep the amount of firepower we have going with these Wasp launchers here. And I've noticed that I could probably shift it to the back here. That might actually be a little bit more suitable for what we're going for. Make it a little bit more survivable. We do actually have ammo packs hidden right here inside the rear armor, which are far enough away from the cabin so that if they do get taken out, it's not going to damage us all that much. However, that does allow us to have as many shots with the Wasp launchers as we do. I've not actually been hit on the rear of this vehicle too often, so that's actually quite surprising. But I think relocating that hazardous generator to the back would probably go a long way to keeping us alive, and probably armoring up the front a little bit more, or giving it a little bit more protective pieces would definitely be more useful. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you think of this build? And is there something you'd like to see me attempt to build in the next video? Let me know down in the comments, and I will probably feature it in the next video, depending on what I think of it. And don't forget to leave a like if you've enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. My name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.